This is where I'm gonna be. So you wanna be able to see me and you wanna be able to see him. Does that work? Oh. Hey, oh, I'm living in the law. And I got my muse right in front of me. She's inspiring and kind of funny. And she has some blonde hair that looks like she got some dreadies overnight. Say, she's my angel. She's my angel. Oh, oh. What does that look for? She's my angel. Oh, she's my angel. Coming through to save the day. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like yeah.
You'll be able to read comments over here too. People asking your questions and whatnot. So if you see anything that pops out, miss it, feel free to
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah.
Blind is a bat, so.
Yeah. Is there any way that this can be bug crackers? Is there any way that this can be connected to my page too, intermittently, so that I can see the comments from my page? That's not gonna work. It's only gonna be on there. So you could log in. You could look at that on there. You could look at the live stream and be responding to the comments from Sky Island Music. You should be able to do that. Yeah, because it's all on the internet. It's just really slow. So you should be able to do that. Maybe.
Is it through your Facebook app? Or?
Well, did you share? You shared my link on your wall,
Yes.
right? So they'll click on that and they'll still be on the same platform.
And then I'm also live streaming from my personal page.
Yeah, and we're live streaming from YouTube.
Correct.
Okay,
So at some point, just go to my page. Yeah, just go to the live stream.
What's going on, Cody?
Once it starts.
We're a little backseat action here. This is Sky Island from Hawaii, live in the Dayak Studios. We're just getting prepped to go live on Facebook in 3 or 4 different areas. This is my first musician in. Welcome to Dayak Productions.
Aloha.
So I won't need that, so I won't need. Yeah, I wish I could see the comments over there. I need another monitor over here for. Oh my God. Ruin background music though. And if I play video and trying to go out live, it might take up too much bandwidth. Slow it down. So,
So I'm gonna start with a song.
yeah, I mean, you can start intro with a song. How many minutes do we got to go here? 7?
7.
Yeah.
You can start with a joint in the intro
You know how to
and the
roll too, by the way?
song. We can do
You
whatever.
know how to roll, by the way? Right on.
Right on.
Right on.
Have you met Tammy? You know Tammy? From Greenfield?
Yeah, probably.
She talks a mile a minute, and she's like kind of half in between reality and.
Is she artist?
She's older. No, she's an old lady. You met her? Everybody knows her really. She tells stories really well. She's amazing. She's so fun to listen to.
Nice.
She's just like really.
Everybody out there is really spectacular.
Yeah. Where are you gonna sit? You need a chair. Is that the chair? Do you have an extra chair for her? Or?
I can grab that one right there.
Oh yeah, that's probably better. Winged. Whoa. morning coming to save the day. Take my blues away, I know she's my angel. Taking my
Don't forget to like and
blues
share.
away.
Subscribe.
Taking my blues away. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you happy with the mic and everything? Reverb?
You could use a little bit more bass. That's good, yeah. Maybe it just needs more volume. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the ooh can come up too. It's a little hot, I'm hot, yeah. Ooh. I said now, yeah, that's perfect.
Alright, mic check on. My mic check 1, 2. Alright. Here we are. 5 minutes to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Oh. Cool. I'm ready.
First time I've ever done anything like this?
No, I've done this already. It's a kind of slightly new experience. I just had an interview released not long ago. It was like a 2-hour interview on me, and it was kind of like this, where we're just going to talk about me and my story, and
Yeah.
whatever, and then other stuff intertwined, which is
Yeah.
cool because he just wanted to talk about me, and I like talking about other topics
Yeah.
intertwined because it gives people an idea of what I believe in and who I am.
Yeah.
And then I just did a podcast video interview with Michael Bernier, and he did a whole video and performance and things, but it was a short
Sounds
interview.
familiar.
Yeah, he's Freevolt.
Freebolt?
Freevolt.
Oh, Freevolt.
Yeah.
Freevolt Radio?
Yeah. Evo Radio.
Evo Radio.
Yeah, that's him. So I just did that, and yeah, so I'm getting used to it.
Right on.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's more intimate for me. I do live streams all the time, so this is like a professional live stream. This is actually probably my first professional live stream that I've done. So.
Right on. Thank you for calling me professional. I'm
It-
trying.
well, yeah. I mean, look at you. I mean, yeah. I would say so.
Yeah, every penny's been out of my own pocket for everything here. No
Yeah.
company's paid for this.
This is great. I think you should mention that you're a Roots recording or a Roots a pirate radio station.
Pirate radio station.
Yeah, you're under the radar. You know, you're spreading conscious music, positive intention, positive conversation, all that good stuff.
Probably. Do you think I should shut this window for background noise?
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, no. Get that figured out.
Yeah, that's alright. I don't know if the volume of that music needs to come up a little bit or not. I'm not sure. And you can have it accessible to pause when you need to, so I can play.
What are we looking like on countdown over there?
We're at 57.
7 seconds?
Tell me when you want me to start this.
Like,
Now?
yeah, now. Go ahead and start now. Tell me when, give me a signal. Aloha tribe. Big shout out to the family out there. Live here at the studios of
Dayak Productions.
Eric
What's
Connors.
going on, guys?
Yeah, just going live here at 8 o'clock. I wanted to drop in with all of y'all. Take some breaths, feel into your day. How was that reflection? How was that mood? How was that intention that you put in today? Was it worth it? Was it successful? I hope so. Today was an intention of productivity and movement forward in my journey, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have partaken and supported and received and given on this journey of mine and the collective. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. I will be doing this interview here with my brother and talking a little bit about me and a little bit about what I'm doing and the vision and the mission and the regeneration of what I believe to be the Rainbow Nation. So we're live here in where are we at? What town?
Sullivan, Maine. Sullivan, Maine.
Sullivan,
Live in
Maine?
Sullivan, Maine.
Yeah, I like it out here. It's nice.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Taunton Bay is right out behind us here.
Yeah.
Catch all my live feeds on Facebook. You can see some aerial views of Taunton Bay. It's a beautiful area. The colors are absolutely gorgeous right now.
Before we start, we got a minute left. Do you want to plug your show real quick?
Sure, I am Derek Connors, Dayak Productions. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, most any place under Dayak Productions. I am on Patreon, Dayak Productions. You can reach me at dayakproductionsgmail.com. Currently here at 70 Taunton Bay Drive in Sullivan, Maine.
Yeah, a place called Hippie Hideaway. They have a beautiful car that's all painted up on the outside, and they sell great plant medicines here, and I fully support that movement. So, very much love to that movement there. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, this is Derek Connors, live, Dayak Productions. We have Sky Allen with us, all the way from Hawaii. He didn't come here directly from Hawaii just to see me, but he's in Maine for a few weeks, and I see him perform last weekend, I believe, the weekend before last, out at Freedom Field. He's traveled to the United States. He has a powerful message. He's a member. Are you a member of the Rainbow Gathering?
Yeah, I've been going to Rainbow Gatherings for quite a while, and I haven't been in a little bit, but I really strongly connect with that vision and that mission that they're on.
Right on, right on. Blue was out to the field a couple weeks ago.
Yeah?
He came out to Creative
Oh,
Fest.
I love Baloo.
Yep.
Shout out to Baloo
Yep.
if you're watching.
All right, awesome. Well, you want to kick us off with a song until we start getting some views moving on here?
Yeah,
And,
sure. I'd love to. So I'm Sky Allen. I live in Hawaii. I can't claim that I'm from there, but I love the place and it's my home. And I'm very grateful to be present there and in a place where I can share and grow and build myself and my community. This is a song called Look Inside. And I love the idea of connecting to yourself, connecting to your spirit and allowing that breath and that energy to fill you and to expand your ideas and expand your horizons and expand everything that you thought you were into what your highest self is telling you you can be. So live on, so you can love life and live it. Stay thankful and grateful for the blessings and the lesson that the universe is giving. Give it a soul and let your spirit be at ease. Don't forget that we manifest our own reality. Love is the only thing we really need. See, now love is the only thing we really need. See, now love is the only thing we really need. As the spirit ascends and lives, think of the day slipping away. We learn to pray and see reality in a brand new way. Find the mind inside, expose your weakness to the divine. Open up and offer it up to Mother Earth and Father Sky. Offer it up to Mother Earth and Father Sky, yeah. So you can fill your cup with that love, overflowing with the knowing that I'm blessed. Especially when my heart and mind have been put to the test. Especially when my heart and mind have been put to the test. it's moving me. Oh, I can feel that energy, yeah, it's moving me. I can feel that energy, it's moving me, yeah. I can feel that energy, oh now it's moving me. Forward on my path, oh when you walk there's no turning back. Forward on my path, yeah, yeah. When you walk there's no turning back. We will be mighty, because it's might be the beginning of an end of a cycle. We learn to pay for the new way, but we can lift the rock from winds and burn our sails and speak our truth. And don't forget to breathe. Be you, be the change you dream to be. Be the change you dream to be. Expand your horizons, clarify your view. Expand your horizons, now clarify your view, yeah. Yeah, clarify your view. Yeah, now clarify your view. Now clarify your view. Live love, so you can love the life you live in. Live the life you live in. Love, 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 live love, love, live love. And live love, you love the life you live, yeah. Love the life you live in, yeah. Love the life you live in. Oh, now love the life you live in. Oh, na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na.
Busted the rhythm on here. Sorry about that. It went off camera there for a second. I was
Oh,
waiting
it's
around
all
to
good.
come back on.
Cool.
Hopefully, sometimes the Facebook analytics really screw with us, and a lot of times it won't be saying there's anybody live. And when you go back and look, what's it saying on the camera there?
There's 9 people.
How many?
No.
Yeah, 9.
Hi guys,
Nine.
I love all of you
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
nice. It's,
Appreciate you all.
so you want to tell us a little bit about where you're from and what your desire is on the message that you spread. It's very apparent through your music that you have a message on your soul, on your spirit.
Yeah. I've been speaking about it recently, actually. I've been called in multiple ways. I feel like I express a lot of interest because I came from a place of a lot of diversity, and my mother had me in everything from Boy Scouts to choir to musicals to drama to service, as far as community service, and just I was doing a lot of different things, and she really supported me in that way to be creative. And I came from Michigan, that's originally where I'm from, and I love it out there. I'm actually planning a little tour, hopefully, to do a few dates and go see some family out there. Coming from a place that poverty is very apparent, where you see a lot of that, and I grew up in a not so wealthy home. We were definitely utilizing food banks and things like that, and services, and and I'm super grateful that I grew up to be in that place was very strengthening for me. I was able to grow in myself and learn how to be self-sufficient in that way, and it helped me along my path, and so along that journey, I discovered the love for helping others and reaching out to be present in my reality and intentional. And the only way that happened was actually because of Rainbow. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Put my mic down.
Ha.
So, you speak a lot about medicines. You believe in cannabis This is Maine. This is a legal state. I am a medical patient. I do have my card, and this is my damn show, so I do whatever I want. Anyways, would you like to partake in some Maine green bud?
Oh, local Maine
Local
green
Maine
bud,
green bud.
kind of herb, ganja from above. Yeah, I'd definitely love to partake in that. Anybody that knows me knows that I like to smoke a lot of weed. So, and it's actually funny, I was in Colorado for a while. I was recording my EP out there. I guess I can't call it an EP. I recorded 3 tracks out there, and I got them in the studios with David Devine, and I spent a lot of time writing and smoking a lot of pot to influence and aid that process. And so, that ganja out there is really great, and actually, as far as policies go and the way that everything works, I realized that it's getting a little corporate out there in Colorado. It's getting a little intertwined with too much money and too much control and power from corporations, and as well as people that are just really focusing too much on the money aspect, which is understandable as far as needing to re-stimulate our economy and move forward in that way, and allow ourselves to have a basis of income that is plant medicine related, and especially cannabis. It's cannabis and hemp both are primary assets in our future. So I give thanks to this plant, and I respect it as an entity and as a spirit and as a medicine that I utilize intentionally and prayerfully and with purpose, and seeing it legal and represented respectfully and responsibly in this state is great to see, and I'm very grateful to be able to be here in Maine and see it respected and utilized in a positive way.
Donnie Christian really has a powerful message when it comes to the whole prohibition of cannabis, and that's really a man that I hope to be able to follow after, or may not even, just assist in his dreams and goals, and just to keep the whole message going and getting the word out there that, this still, even though, we're smoking it legally, it still is not, we're still under regulations and laws, and people still go to prison over
We
it.
still have people in prison
Yeah.
right now for pot laws
Yeah.
that are no longer in effect, and they're still doing time for laws that are no longer present,
Yeah.
which to me doesn't make any sense. But I don't have to do a cup or an ashtray. Cool. Yeah. Speaking of cigarette butts, split second diversion on that. Hey, if you smoke cigarettes.
You're gross.
If you smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke tobacco anymore, but if you smoke cigarettes, pick up your damn butts, please.
Amen.
I see them everywhere, especially at music festivals. It's ridiculous, guys. Come on, get it together. We can do better. I was at Wormtown Music Festival, and I have a lot of friends that might be watching right now that were at Wormtown. If you threw a cigarette butt on the ground, you're in trouble. I picked up thousands of them, guys. It's a problem. So anyway, back to cannabis. I don't want to see it get turned into tobacco, basically, as far as corporations go. That's what I noticed when I was in Boulder and in that area in Denver. It was very corporatized. It was very much professional, and it was kind of good, but at the same rate, I came here and the quality is better. And I think not only because the quality might be a little bit better here in Maine, personally, I think, but at the same rate, it's also the love and the energy and the mana that's put into it, is much more, and it hasn't been tainted yet.
Right.
And I feel that difference, and I feel the way that my day has shifted from that.
Awesome. Yeah, as regulations come along with the state of Maine, they're going to try and squeeze our organic farmers out, and with the grassroots efforts that has been going on for generations here in Maine, I don't really foresee that happening. So
Right.
we just really need to keep spreading this message, not only for this, but to keep other plants legal like kratom. We fight for that on a daily basis. The FDA is a rogue identity of the United States, in my theory, and I'm not afraid to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just, it's a lot of plant medicines that are being pushed aside. Kratom, kava, very grateful. Thank you for the Taunton Bay Tea and Soap Company for providing the beautiful kava medicine that we have here, guys. I am very much at home. In living in Hawaii, I drink a lot of kava. It's very close to my heart, and close to many of my friends' hearts and souls as well. And it's a very useful medicine, especially if you have, if you find yourself drinking a lot socially. It's something that really aids in that process for me. And shout out to Pahoa Kava Bar out there, and David, and I appreciate you, Uncle, and everything you do out there supporting these plant medicines that we love so much. For the Aina, thank you.
Yeah, it's the noble kava. It's great medicine. I'm gonna have to start drinking a lot more of it. I'm trying to make a conscious decision to not drink anymore, so
That's good.
taking that up.
Kava's a great replacement. Kratom is a great replacement for opiates. I have a lot of friends that have passed away via heroin. Also, friends that are addicted and have struggles with pain pills as well. And I think that's a struggle that is somehow orchestrated in a lot of ways by people that make a lot of money on those medications, and make money off of people that get find themselves addicted. And so utilizing a plant medicine like kratom to get off of something dangerous and flirting with death and sickness, and it definitely is a way to provide that sustenance and that medicinal need that comes with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's 3 to 5 million people out there that benefit from kratom, and the reports negative on it are almost non-existent, other than what comes out from the government or from like high-end news sources. But yet we as a community don't hear about it, so very little and far few in between.
That's right. Yeah. I think we find the medicine in a lot of places that we're already looking and haven't looked yet.
Amen. So where do you want to start your next song at? Do you have like a journey that you go through with your music, or?
So I'm very fresh on this journey. I've been a singer my whole life, and I've been playing instruments for my whole life, but I haven't actively been putting in energy to be a musician and an active, musician. I've been doing this for the last year, and I'm very blessed to have the traction and the exposure and the love and the support that I've received thus far on this journey, and I've been able to record and get some of my songs out there, and that's been a huge blessing, and live streaming on Facebook is also a huge asset, to provide my journey an expression. I'm definitely present on stage in a way that is prayer focused. My music is conscious. I try to focus very much on the connection to Mama Earth, and to the sky and to the elements and to the spirit that we all harness. Whether that a lot of people get lost in the organized religion frame of mind, where if they shift away from that, they don't look at other things. And I feel like I broadened my perspective. I started in a Christian home, and I did a lot of. I was actually in a lot of praise and worship bands growing up, and that was a huge shift for me spiritually, because I was able to connect with the praise and worship aspect. I connected with giving up my fears, giving up my negativity and my baggage, and giving it up to, at that time, to God. And that's the God now that I really resonate and feel on a broader level, because I believe that we are also that creator. We are the planet. We are the stars. We're all one with all of these elements, And so as we see that reality is moldable and shiftable and bendable, we can progress in a way that's more intentional and more conscious. And with my direction, I focused on going into music as a next wave of my prayer-formance, so to speak. I started community building, and I had roots in activism via Occupy Wall Street. I started there, and then as I went into when we went into looks like we're having some audio issues here. So we're gonna fix that. Do you want to pause and reconfigure? Are there any comments on there I should be replying to on the feed?
Can anybody else out there comment and see if you can hear us?
You have a few comments, mostly hearts and.
Aw, hearts and loves.
See, I want to see
Hi
anything
guys.
here. Let me try
I
something
love all
real
of
quick.
you.
I'm gonna reset.
Someone says kratom sucks, but cannabis, yes.
Kratom is not a fun medicine to take. It's unless it's in like a pill form, you know, in a
Yeah.
capsule.
Lance Johnson supports it.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Lance. Yeah, I appreciate both sides. You know, it's it's a
Can you
balance.
hear us?
You know, and we're definitely working on getting to the point of understanding and realizing all medicines are created to aid us in this journey, especially via plant medicine. You know, and as we provide ourselves a new frame of mind,
Can you
looking
hear it now?
into those things, we're able into those uses and into those respectful and responsible and intentional uses. We're able to produce that common ground among us, you know, and that you know, some people might respect the use of cannabis and other people may not. Some people you know, might respect the use of psychedelics and other people may not. But to get on the even keel of all of those are created equally, that we're able to understand each other on a different level. And you know, I'm a firm believer that if it comes from the earth, that it can be of service to us, to humanity. So we're still having some sound issues. So I don't know. It's on my page right now.
Yeah,
We're
same.
live. But yeah, I'm just gonna like do a little jam while we're waiting. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's
that
fine.
sounds like a cool idea. I love all of you guys. Hey, if you have
we
any
are
questions,
on YouTube.
like random, like, hey,
We've
I
got
wonder.
really good view on YouTube. So
Great, awesome.
Probably not stop it.
Cool.
I'll
So
see if I can
definitely
reset this.
post the questions, guys. I have no qualms with answering those, and I'd love to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and play a song here. Hey, yeah.
Reading now.
Maybe that was the problem. Maybe the mic was off. Can you tell us if it's working? On the live stream, tell us if the audio is working. Yeah. Yeah, set the rhythm, set the rhythm, set the rhythm. Yeah, the rhythm, yeah. As I started down the street last Sunday, feeling mighty low and kinda mean. I'm feeling kinda mean. As I started down the street last Sunday, feeling mighty low and kinda mean. Suddenly a voice said, go for strangers, put a picture on the water screen. And the voice said, never, there's a million reasons why you should be glad in the four seasons. Hit the road, neighbor, leave your worries and strife. Spread the religion of the rhythm of life. I said the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. Puts a tingle in your fingers and tingle in your feet. Rhythm on the inside, rhythm on the street, and rhythm of life. It's a powerful beat. It's a powerful beat. rhythm, set the rhythm. Oh mama, yeah yeah. Say the rhythm of life. Set the rhythm of life. Yeah yeah. Oh now, oh now, oh mama, I said the rhythm of life is a powerful beat, puts a tingle in your fingers and a tingle in your feet. Rhythm on the inside, rhythm on the street, and rhythm of life is a powerful beat. Oh, it's a powerful beat, yeah yeah, powerful beat. Oh, a powerful beat, yeah yeah. Go and spread the gospel in Milwaukee. Take the walkie-talkie to the Rocky Ridge. I said all the way to Canton, then to Scranton. Even tell it under the Manhattan Bridge. I said now you will make a new sensation. Build a flowing operation, build a glowing congregation, build below. Like a pop flowing, need to keep the music flowing, keep the rhythm go. You will make a new sensation. Build a glowing congregation, build a glowing operation here. Like a pie, Papa blowing, I need and I keep the music a flowing. Keep the rhythm a go way, go, yeah yeah, yeah. The rhythm of life is a powerful beat. I said the rhythm of life is a powerful beat now.
I'm gonna start jamming up. Don't you?
Yeah.
So I don't know if Facebook is still hearing us or not.
I got Facebook on mine.
That's cool. Sorry about the technicality. I wanted to get that big camera over here running in 4K, but I needed a special sound card to make that happen. So
No worries.
We will
It's all good.
get it done. YouTube is loving us though.
Yeah. Hi YouTube.
This is my actual first official live feed on YouTube, so thank you, YouTube. Please remember to like and share, follow. This here is Sky Allen from Hawaii.
Hi
I
guys.
just found out he is originally from Flint, Michigan.
I'm actually from Northville, Michigan originally.
I said Flint because of Becca downstairs.
Oh, yeah?
The girl you met downstairs.
Flint, she's from
yeah,
Flint.
her and her husband are from Flint.
Oh nice, yeah. It's not too far off. They're having some issues out there. But yeah,
Tainted water.
I love Michigan. I gotta go back soon. Yeah.
I can't, man. I'm live streaming on YouTube, so I can't check my PMs. I need one more screen. I'll get there, buddy.
I love all of you
He's
guys.
probably giving me advice on that. Can you hand me that mouse right there, brother?
Sure. So after I lived in Michigan, I left to go to New York City. Can I start that? Can I just start that story? Okay, cool. So,
New York City.
story time, kids.
Right on.
This is a story about anarchy and fucking the government. Is that okay to say?
Uh-huh.
I just said it.
This is.
You can bleep it out if you want.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can go back and make it an 18 and over. Real easy.
I meant duck the government. That's what I said. You know how your like keyboard changes it. That's what happened. Anyway, so it's a story about anarchy and traveling and protesting. And so basically, I was in Michigan and I was kind of living in a stagnaticity, and I had this job at a pizza place, and I was like throwing parties at my apartment that I was sharing with friends, and I had 2 puppies that I just got, and it was kind of this thing, you know, like a normal life type feel. I had a girlfriend at the time that we were nice and happy, and so aside from being nice and happy and living a normal life, I had just woken up to this new awareness and conscious movement of whoa tipping. Anyway, So I just made this conscious awareness shift, you know, in my life, in my reality, that was to be active in the revolution, whatever that was or is, and whatever it meant to me at the time. And so I had just kind of like, you know, been on that YouTube binge of like, can I like turn like this so I can talk to you? Sweet. I'm gonna take this out. So, anyway, so I was on this YouTube binge, right? Conspiracy theories and like Alex Jones, if anybody knows who that is. You know, and you know, he has some good information, but he's kind of fear-based. You know, he like has a really scary attitude. Anyway, so I made the decision that I wanted to be active because I realized that fear was an element, and that I didn't want to give in to that fear anymore, and I didn't want to give in to that box that they were trying to put me in, and I didn't want to fall to that, fall victim to that system anymore, and so throughout those awakening processes and that awareness of who I wanted to be and who I was and what I believed in, I made the decision to go to Occupy Wall Street based on the first couple of weeks of the live stream that they had going there. You know, I watched it for a while, and then I started going to the website and seeing how professional it was getting and how it was spreading around the entire world. Within 2 weeks, it was around 230 countries. You know, people were occupying their city, you know, squares and their parks, and you know, and it lacked a lot of direction at first, and people say that it lacked a lot of direction throughout. What I think is that it was a conscious movement of people that came together to find a better way. People that believe in a movement, and there were so many people from different wavelengths and belief systems, and we dropped everything, and we went. That was the first time I ever went to New York City. We got off the subway, and it was this, you know, we had all of our stuff on the packs and just strapped on, you know, and it was extremely, it was very surreal to walk into a New York City's bus station and seeing the active military walking around, and like it was like from a movie, you know. So I in New York I learned a lot via Occupy Wall Street. I was in a headspace of being very angry and afraid, and not really sure what I needed to do about it. And so where I kind of fell into immediately was like a kind of an anarchist perspective, and I really resonated with the Black Bloc organizers there, and the more you know, active side of it, where, you know, people were taking blows and like, you know, really getting up in the front line and kind of pushing back, you know. And so that kind of came through in me, and I had to realize that about myself, that anger was there, and that I had this warrior mentality that I needed to tame, and I didn't really know why or understand how, and you know, I experienced a lot of you know, fear there. I saw a lot there. I saw, you know, a 70-year-old woman get beat to the ground, pepper sprayed, and thrown in the back of a van, you know. Young...
By Leo?
Huh?
By law enforcement?
Yeah. NYPD has got to be one of the most corrupt police departments, you know, in the country, and I say that very openly. You know, and the riot police that they utilize are animals. You know, it's not that we can't reach them on a human level, and that they're not, you know, they don't have love there. Maybe they do, but I feel like they're under some sort of conditioning or something where they lose the conscious, like, human thing, where you don't attack in that way, not without feeling. It was just
right.
a lack of feeling and complete lack of life in their eyes. So, I mean, a lot of it was very fear-based, and I met some elders there, and within the community of Zuccotti Park, which was flourishing and surrounded by love and also craziness, you know, all around, and you know, and it was a very in-depth experience from all angles. But I met some elders, and they taught me about meditation, and they brought me to the Tree of Life, and it was one of the only trees in the park that was surrounded by this bench, and we all sat in a big circle on the circle bench, and we would pray and meditate together, you know, and it was a big group, and they kind of brought me into that spectrum, you know, and one of the meditations that we did there, I actually was the first time that I ever came out of my body in via meditation. No substances needed, in a way that was profound, in a way that was kind of like half out, where I could feel something different, and I could feel like I was losing my senses, and it was a glimpse into what was possible, so they brought me into this different spectrum, and they brought me to my first rainbow gathering, and experienced Tennessee Nationals a few years back.
Yeah.
And started off my journey there, and saw the flip side of the coin, and saw people living off the grid in the woods and building kitchens out of clay, out of mud ovens, out of mud and sticks, and kitchens, elaborate kitchens out of trees and all natural stuff, just being roped together, and presenting a way of living that was supercharged with spirit, and
Pretty low impact on the environment too.
taking a step back and living closer,
Right.
Now granted, there's also bad names surrounding rainbow in a lot of ways too, because there's been a lack of, as with all things, there's sometimes a lack of those boundaries. So we're dealing with that as well, where there's a conscious movement that's progressive and positive, and then behind that there's also people that latch onto that and maybe don't have the same intentions and can be the couple of bad apples that mess it up for everybody.
Right.
So, you can go to a gathering and have a good experience, or you can go to a gathering and have an okay experience, or you can go to a gathering and have a terrible experience, depending on what you make out of it. It's rainbow is what you make it.
Right. What's the diversity of people that go there for the first time? I mean, they recognizable, or is it that big of a gathering where there's that many new people that come? So I understand people of like minds and all that, and the same wavelengths, so to speak, but not everybody looks the same, dresses the same, acts the same. The gathering is a big gathering. What is the diversity there?
I mean, there's everything from Hare Krishna to Christians to Jewish faith to like all the I've seen different diversities of the Christian faith all hanging out together in Christian camp,
Right.
where normally they're all separated by denominations, and then I've also seen, you have like the dirty kid like train hoppers, and then you have like the gypsy type travelers that are hanging out trade circle, and and that's usually where I ended up, was trade circle, and also around the fire, you get the drummers and the drum circle that goes on all the time, if not specifically all night,
Yeah.
You can drop into the kitchens and show that's my favorite way of like helping at a rainbow gathering, is to drop into a kitchen and help in some way, shape, or form. If you can jump into a position of being of service, you can experience things in a lot more profound, in a better way, in a more, you're connected to everyone, you're jumping into what it actually is versus just hanging out, there's so much to learn there, about living in community and breaking away. There's no money allowed,
No money allowed at
No
all.
money allowed, yeah, no. I guess you can make donations to the Magic Hat, which is like the funds for like food and first aid,
Right, yeah, I was just saying, something has to feed all those people. Or
Right.
is there a lot of people bring in the food and donate
Sure.
it to the kitchen?
Sure,
Right.
yeah, and there's multiple kitchens all over, so yeah, and it's just a way that it's just another way that human consciousness is shifting in a way that we're in a direction that is trying to figure out those avenues and ask those questions to find the answers that we're looking for.
Right.
If we don't know the questions, we can't find the answers. So we gotta go along that journey and try those. Edison took how long to come up with the light bulb? Is it Edison? Am I wrong? Am I right? I'm
20
right.
years maybe?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Multiple attempts,
Right.
right? Like tons of attempts. I'm correct that it was Edison that made the light bulb, right?
I hope so.
Google. If I'm right, I'm awesome. If I'm not, I'm so sorry. But anyway, you're checking it. You're googling it. Awesome. I'm questioning it because I didn't pay attention in school. Yeah, Edison, right? Light bulb.
Yeah.
Got it. Boom. All right. So.
Got you back, brother. Get you
Yeah,
back.
appreciate that. think
I
you
should have
did
been
there,
like, yes,
and-
it was definitely
and Google, but we had to double check. That's cool.
It was
So
that
anyway,
good name, Green Bud, does that to you.
that's right, it does.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I guess what I was trying to get across is that he went through 100 different ways not to make a light bulb before he figured out how to make a light bulb. And that's kind of what we're doing. Is like consciousness is shifting in such a way that we're all figuring out different ways, different movements, different avenues to be progressive and active in this tribe that we are creating, in this human experience that we are progressing through consciously. And it is a spiritual movement, whether you believe in it or not.
Right.
And
I mean, the Christianity and just everything really seems to fall into line if people really just pay attention. And meditation is what really started it with me too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I was able to slow my heart rate down enough, and that was through cannabis. And it took something to get me there, but I think now eventually I'll be able to get there without any being chemically induced.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Is that something that, do you think that it's a struggle in certain parts of the country, or do you think it is segregated to a certain area or certain drugs?
Which part?
Like the drug problem.
The drug problem is throughout the world, really.
Right.
But obviously, it's really high in the United States. But it is segregated in larger amounts. But I mean, if you look at per capita or whatever, it's ravaging down here east and down east.
Yeah.
Some people may look at the numbers and think, well, that's not a lot, but when you look at the population, that's a lot.
Yeah. Totally.
We here at Taunton Bay have made a huge impact on that. In a positive way, putting people back to work.
Can you explain that on what you're offering to help with that?
Kratom, Michiganus speciosa, is a natural plant from Indonesia, Southeast Asia. It's been used for several centuries, and there was absolutely no reported deaths at all until it fell in the hands of the FDA. And it's been basically over the last 8 or 9 years between the efforts of the FDA writing bad and believing in bad technology or whatever to come up with whatever unproven. Everything that they have said about the deaths or whatnot has been disproven by our scientists and doctors and common sense, really. I don't know. It helps with pain, it helps with depression, it helps with all kinds of things. I was on 2 Adderall 30 XRs a day and 14 Tramadol a day for my back. And the reason why I was on Tramadol is because I had a long-ass history with opiates. I had a major concussion. I lost 40% of my verbal, and I was just a mess. I couldn't talk. I stuttered half the time. I started doing Facebook and live feeds and stuff like that to get over my fear of speaking and to be able to try and reconnect the brain cells enough to be able to speak freely or smoothly. Sometimes I still feel challenged by it, but I think throughout with more practice and more courage and more spirit, it'll all be smooth as hell.
Communication.
Right? Communication is key.
Yeah, communication and kratom. That's part of why I love Hawaii so much, is making that transition to a place of such sustenance and abundance and spiritual intention and power and earth energy was exactly what I needed to start making my music.
Awesome. Speaking of music, since you're here, so what's going to happen is I'm going to take these 2 files and bind them probably tomorrow, so it'll be one smooth, but it is still available on YouTube, and I think I can download that and get that to you. If not, I promise there'll be
No worries.
Cool.
Cool.
Good production of this.
Sweet. So you were asking music, did you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Another
cool.
song?
I'll do another song.
Do another song.
Woo! Cool. Do I have people in there? Yeah. Hi guys. How are you? I love all of you. Is there any questions that popped up when I asked? No questions. No questions, guys. Do you have any questions for me?
I have somebody here saying epic, so maybe they can hear.
Epic. Cool. I like the word epic and rad. Rad is a good word.
Jake Cope misses you.
Jake, I miss you too. Aloha. I didn't see you at the hill, bud.
Yeah.
All right.
cool. I'm trying to get right on the screen to go see.
So I man. So when I went to Hawaii, it was a journey of much self-healing, much reflection, lots of work that I needed to do on myself. And I found myself seeking answers. And what those answers were, I didn't know, and I had to make the connection. I had to find out what that was about. And when I told all my friends I was going to Hawaii, they all kind of were like, yeah, right, you know. But the friends that really knew me knew that I was going to do exactly that. So I through much meditation and reflection and growth, you know, I went through some really big shifts on that island, you know. A separation of family and love, and separation from myself and my baggage and my pain and my fear, and an inspiration and an instigation in myself, you know, a movement for change that I couldn't stop in myself. I couldn't stop the fire that was brewing. And so I went with the intention to remember who I am, who I was, who I can be. So I wrote this song on on a porch on my treehouse cabin in the jungle, you know, eating fresh fruit right outside my door, and putting myself back in that space. The rain was pouring down, big fat drops, fat rain, just dripping down all the canopy, and reminding me that each tear that we shed in our pain goes right back to Mama, you know, which gets recycled and brought all the way back, you know, maybe to the ocean, to a river, to a lake, to the sky. So I'm calling you to remember, I'm calling you to make that connection to who you are, to who you could be if you lived in your highest, if you connected with your ancestors and found that light that's right here inside. It's not going anywhere. You can't hide from it. You can rekindle and get that flame going anytime you want. All you have to do is remember. So the song is called Remember. Never ceasing to amaze you. Never ceasing to amaze you. Each heart connected to a star. Next generation illumination. Remembering who we are. Remembering who we are. Remembering who we are. We've come so far, now we surrender. And remember, we remember. We remember every center, break the one breath of us, we surrender. When we are together we can co-create, say, build a brighter future, manifest a better fate. Now we made up, we lead with the light. that love and we leave the light. I said now we not believe in the lies no more. We're not believe in the lies no more, no more, no more. No, we're not believe in the lies no more. No, 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 no. No, we're not believe in the lies no more. I said now we're not believe in the lies no more. Now we're waking up and we're settling our score. Taking back the odds that have been stacked against us. Now we're relentless, expect us. And hold on to the hope and the dry vibes and the high mind. Together we're never alone. Embrace the unknown. Surrender to the flow. Embrace the unknown. Surrender to the flow. Surrender to the flow. Embrace the unknown. Surrender to the flow. Embrace the unknown. Surrender to the flow. Surrender to the flow. Remember, I'm a center. Oh, now breathing one breath from us we surrender now. But when we are together, we can co-create. Say, build a bright future. I manifest a better fate. Wanna manifest a better fate. Wanna manifest a better fate. A better fate. Now, a better fate. I said the light centers me indefinitely. I'm patiently preparing for the blessings. I'm manifesting lessons and hearts sent to destiny. We're all conscious and connected to divinities. And our life is but a dream, an illusion in our minds. Yeah, we know it's time. Gonna stand up and rise. Yeah, you know it's time. We're gonna stand up and rise. We're gonna stand up and rise. Remember, we're centered now. Breathing one breath and must be surrendered now. When we are together, we can co-create, say, with a brighter future, manifest a better fate. Now, 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 we make that love deep light. Say, we make that love, we leave with that light. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Can you feel it? Oh, it's a healing. Can you feel it? Oh, no. Oh, it's a healing. No, not healing. Oh, no. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it now? Can you feel it now? Can you hear it now? You got to feel it to heal it now, yeah. 'Cause we remember our tourist center, yeah. We remember, yeah. Our tourist center.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
I was definitely
Mahalo.
grooving to that.
Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.
Amazing, amazing.
Thank you very much.
So this is, once again, this is Sky Allen, and I am Derek Connors. You can answer to replies there. If you see him also there, YouTube's a little bit more active and engaging. I spread the link. Sorry, everybody, I had issues on Facebook And did I spell it wrong again? Sorry, brother.
Cool. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody that's watching. Thanks for tuning in. I love all of you guys. And thank you, Derek, for giving me the opportunity to share on the platform. I think it's important to build a bridge between, conscious music, heart music, music that's based around the movement of change and revolution in this tribe, this
Yeah, you
community.
take this seat, it swivels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can spin.
I did that earlier because I was trying to jump around you.
Can I hit that joint? This is total.
Yeah, there's another one over here.
Appreciate. Oh, that's way better. Cool. Awesome.
Well, thank you for rolling with the punches on the sound issue we had over there.
No
on
worries.
Facebook. I put it up there on Facebook. I got the link for everybody to follow. Please like and share. I am Dan Productions. Now that I know that Facebook hates my audio or whatnot, my next one I guess I will do will be directly live on YouTube from Facebook Productions, and probably share it on the Patreon's page and all that. I can repurpose all this. Like I said, I can get the sound and everything, so we'll still have a real good piece of
Sweet. No worries.
between all of our footage. Even we could flip the side camera in there sideways or something.
I'm stoked. So, what else do you want to know, bud? Let's chat.
Where you going on? Where you going next? What's your next adventure in life?
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's a deep question.
Good
So,
all night.
I've been playing dates for the last couple months now. I left the island and I started playing. Festivals on the mainland as soon as I took off, and I got back and immediately started playing. In Colorado and New Mexico area, I hooked up with Zoe and Starwater, which is a great collective out there. They have a festival cafe and a stage at a lot of festivals they go to. They have a whole production. It's an amazing, beautiful collaboration of art and music and coffee and teas and elixirs. And shout out to Zoe. I love you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you gave me to get out there. She was a huge asset for me to get those sets. And so, I came out of the open mic scene, in Hawaii, and just jumped right into playing festivals and recording.
Right.
And I never recorded before or played shows, and so I played a lot of shows out there and I played a lot of festivals. I played Tribal Vision, I played a Rise Music Festival, I played Sonic Bloom, and I went to Shangri-La in Minnesota and I played there as well. That was a beautiful experience. And then I was booked for Vibe High, and I had a little bit of a drawback, and had to take care of some personal things that were going on in my life. And so I came back to the East Coast and played a bunch of dates out here. And now I'm at the tail end of my gigs that I've booked. I've been back to back for some time now, and I feel like now I'm catching up on the promotional side. I've been doing some interviews with podcasts and radio stations, and I will be going to Connecticut, I believe is my next mission. I'll be recording with Truth Virus Studios, though before that in Maine.
Right on.
Here,
Nice.
just doing a little fam jam session, and
That should have a little bit better sound on the recording. I can't believe that this
This live stream says there's great sound.
great sound.
Yeah,
Awesome.
There's a lot of
Awesome.
great comments.
Good. I appreciate you letting us know that. How many you got on his?
Right now it's at 7.
Good.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
So, so I guess my next step is this little Connecticut tour. So if anybody's in Connecticut and can help me book gigs out there, I'd love that. That'd be great. Looking to get together, but I will be with Hannah, and she is. Will you hand me my phone, please? Thank you so much, Angelica. I appreciate it. So this is. I'm going to be going and connecting with a beautiful musician that has got some really good conscious music, and it's
They want
Hannah's-
to know where you can get their music. Sorry about interrupt you
No
like
worries.
that, but
Just plugging her real quick.
You're
Hannah's
still
Field.
watching, so-
Hannah's Field is who I'm hooking up with in Connecticut, and I'll be playing some shows with her, doing a podcast with her as well, and that'll be an awesome experience down there. But where can you find my music? It's on Bandcamp as well as SoundCloud. So we can drop a link there in the comments if you want to type that in there. It's Sky Allan, SKYALAN .bandcamp.com, ALAN .bandcamp.com. Yep, perfect. Yeah, and so I have 3 tracks available there. They are up for free. They are a donation download. So if you feel inclined to support me and what I'm doing and my vision, they are up for donation if that's something that calls to you. But please don't feel committed. Just download them, put them on your car playlist, listen to them, share them with your friends.
is it at Bandcamp?
Nope,
Camper?
that's it right
Oh,
there.
Right there.
Yep. We just dropped a link to that in the description there of the YouTube comments. So my next step is to do some recording and do some more interviews, do some more shows. I'm not going to stop until I build this bridge, and so it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, but I'm on a mission.
So you're gonna come back? You're gonna sign with Truth Virus?
They haven't put that on the table yet, but it's something I don't know. I'm kind of like on the table to do on my own path.
Right.
I'm learning how to do this on my own, and I'm learning how to make this music path a reality for myself and for the collective. I believe that's how we're all supporting each other in our own individual craft or art. And I've been lucky enough to find assistance through a friend who's been extremely helpful on that path. And I've also found others along the way that have stepped up and been there for me in a time that I needed it. So moving forward, I'm bringing in more and more individuals that are willing to step in and help out the Sky Tribe. So I'm always looking for more gigs, and I'm always looking for more opportunities to spread this message because I believe in it.
So what areas are you focused in these gigs? Trying to stay local New England-ish, or?
I would really like to head into Connecticut, and I'd like to try to check out upstate New York if possible. But other than that, I'm trying to book a few shows in Michigan. I have family out there. I'd like to visit my dad. Sorry, Dad. I apologize if you're seeing this in any way, shape, or form. I love you. It's my medicine.
Won't be the first
It's
time
gonna
I've
be a
been mad
conversation
influence.
later. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, so I'm headed out there, and I want to book some shows out there, and I want to see my family and check in. I'm bringing my daughter. I have a 4-year-old daughter. Her name is Willow, and she's a little beautiful rainbow bright light. And I'm going to bring her out there to Michigan to see family that she hasn't seen in a while.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you remember my son Edward? He was out there dancing and jamming at the
I
fest.
love your son Edward. He was rocking it
Yeah,
in front of that stage. Like had the guitar in hand and on the stage in front of the band, just like no problem, completely free and just like jamming.
jamming right out.
Oh, it was great.
Loving it. He
I tried to get him on
definitely
stage with me,
connects
but he
with
wouldn't.
music.
He was just like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, come on, dude.
Oh, I guess I didn't catch it because normally if I see it, I'll let him go right up.
Yeah, I
Up with
think
a few
that was the
hands.
holdback. I think that was the
He might
holdback.
have looked back at me and I was.
You were
might have
in
missed
conversation or something. It was so funny. I was like, come on, dude. He's so great. Like, I love when children express that musical abundance so quickly
Right.
at an early age.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, that's when they're a sponge, and then they can just progress from there.
Exactly.
You know, don't compress it. Let it run free. Is my theory as far as the musicals. You know, he's got guitars laying all over the place. Half of them are all broken, but I'm hoping that he'll grow into respecting the instrument. And once he realizes that his fingers can make them tones that he loves so much, he'll be off and running.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and when you surround your child with that music, and you're also providing them an opportunity to express themselves, in any way that happens to be, whether that be through, any form of creativity. I think creativity is extremely important, even if the child has no interest in art or, just give them something, give them put them in an art class or music or anything, you know, just something creative, not just physical. I think sports are great too.
Yeah.
You know, I played sports, but I think putting them in something where they can learn some sort of creative talent that they can eventually share or not. That's why I think it's great to have band. I played trombone in bands. Could I pick up a trombone now? Probably not. But
My parents' idea of divert my energy was putting me in like taekwondo and stuff like that.
right, great.
I mean, it worked out somewhat, but when I got carried away, I got carried away.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, I think you know, I love being a dad. I love you know, checking in with her and seeing how she is, you know, what she wants to do. And I love bringing her to music festivals and following her around and just, you know, and you know, and finding the balance between, you know, the friend and father role, you know, because
This is your first child?
my 4-year-old, yeah, she's my first and only, and she's a man. She amazes me every day. You know, she blesses me with so much innocence and just awareness of.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
As a child.
like yeah, where I need to be more in touch with my emotions and my situation and my drive and my passion, and you know, she's figuring out who she is, you know, and she freestyles better than I do, by the way. She writes songs, she sings songs, and we sing together. We practice a lot, and she freestyles, man, and she freestyles about the earth and about spirit and about Mama Gaia and. Just absolutely phenomenal. I'm like, hey, that's I made you. I might have to take that and make it into a song.
Right? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Create it. That's what we're here for, creators.
Yeah, and that's how I think this, you know, with my path through music, I'm creating it as I go. I'm finding out what I believe in as a musician, what I believe in as an individual who wants to represent change and wants to share my truth, and I want to be able to move forward in a way that is raw, and so that's why I share a lot on live stream. You'll notice on my Facebook page, I've got a lot of live stream videos, I've got a lot of stuff that I share off the top, you know, just because I think it's important to, as I'm going through this, I want myself and I want to be able to share my expression of where I'm at, you know, who I am and how I'm feeling, and I think even though social media can be a leash, is a very useful tool for me as an expression to be able to be an open artist and being able to like express, even if it's just a freestyle or like, you know, a song that I'm just starting to write. You know, most of my songs I've live streamed them pretty quickly, and then it became a song. You know,
Nice.
So it's been really great to have, you know, people watching and tuning in, and I'm so appreciative of the support that I have in my corner.
Yeah, I'm sure it's only going to become greater.
Hopefully, you know, and hopefully that's the case for everyone else that's on this mission too. It's not just mine. It's a collective vision that we're all partaking in. You're part of that, you know, and a lot of other musicians and artists that are focusing on this as an intentional, you know, prayer to broaden humanity and enlighten our species in a way that you know, we can move up together. We can transcend together. We can transcend the bullshit. You know.
Right. Oh, this is so true. This is so true. Well, I greatly appreciate you coming out here and giving this a test and giving it a go and seeing where we can start and grow from here. Yeah, it was all running real smooth when I had it over there, but I just didn't feel the flow was right there. I wanted a more natural flow.
It's all in the flow.
Right.
It's all good. Can I ask you a question? Can I flip it?
Flip it. That's
Okay.
great.
So one of my favorite questions to ask is, what do you believe in? And that can be a like broad question, or it can be like specific. But like, what does your heart say?
I believe in the Trinity. You know, I'll probably leave it at that. I mean, I believe. I'm going to probably get in a lot of trouble with my wife and everything if I go too deep into where I actually, you know, feel spirits. Just, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the whole religion thing has gone way in the wrong direction
Mm.
of what it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, organized religion you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, shoots. Or, yeah. Why? You tell me why.
You see, you get me going. I'm not prepared for that. Huh. Well, I don't know. I just feel the connection with spirits. I've just been led down a path that when, I don't know.
Have you ever gotten a tarot reading before?
No.
No. Okay. Cool. So I like to read tarot. That's one of my ways that I connect on that level.
Right.
And it's not me. It's not the cards. I just think that we're able to connect with source, with spirit, with God, with God.
And I know how like earth shattering it can be for. That's still going. This is just that refreshing. You know, I know how some people can be really stand up frontish.
Yeah.
You know, and put off by the whole subject.
Yeah. Systems. You know, like a lot of people get ticked off when Jehovah's Witnesses come to their door, and I actually love to talk to those guys because they'll actually sit and have a conversation about spirituality and what we all believe in, and I love that conversation. I have that conversation on the daily. So I think things like tarot, you know, like one thing I'm doing right now when I play a set, I'm offering tarot after, you know, so I'm like, hey, if you really want to connect with me and support me and my music in any way or come chat, I'd love to do a reading for you, you know, and I've had the opportunity to read for a lot of people lately, and it's a blessing because I'm just utilizing a tool, and I can share that tool and allow other people to get a gauge, you know, via that tool on their life, you know, or on their current situation or their relationship or business or whatever it happens to be. And I really enjoy being of service. That's kind of where that I think comes in. And my spiritual attention is not to any one organized religion, but to a connection to the earth specifically, and to the spirit that is resonating in everything that is, you know. And as we kind of discover that through meditation and through things like quantum science, quantum mechanics, and we realize that, you know, reality is almost kind of like a hologram, you know, like it's almost like we're creating it as we go, and you know, it is
Indeed.
it is here, but we are also part of the creation of it in some way, shape, or form. I like to say that we are the shine of the stars that we are, you know, like we are that infinite forever, you know, that we look up at every night, you know, and that is us, and so if we look at it that way, that means that all the possibilities are infinite, and we can do anything, and that's what's really driven me on this path with my journey in music. In the short amount of time that I've been doing this, I've been able to really manifest my way along this journey and receive the opportunities that I really needed to make all this work, and I've also put in complete faith in my path. I've put in I don't work a job, you know, I'm a musician. So I create my own abundance as I go via massage, via tarot, I have, a lot of times I have little, you know, pins and things to sell and like little shinies, you know, crystals and things like that. But other than that, you know, like I'm completely reliant on the universe blessing me for being one with my purpose. You know, and I think that's where a lot of people lack. They're like, oh, I've got a job, I can't be an artist. You know, I've always wanted to be an artist. I'm so good, and I want to sell my paintings and do this full time, but I'm working this job that I hate. You know, and they get stuck in that wheel.
Right.
You know, and they completely abandon their passion.
Right.
And I won't do that. I'm not that person. I'm not a kind of human. I can't be.
Gotta do something that you love.
Yeah, and something that Spirit's calling me to do, and something that's beneficial to the collective. I think we all should be opening
I was
it
a
to
carpenter
service.
for many years. I grew up a carpenter. My grandfather was a carpenter. My uncles, everybody was a carpenter. I grew up around it. And as I beat my body up doing carpentry and all kinds of just stupid things, probably around 36, my body started to shut down as far as like my spine and pain, and they had me on all kinds of opiates and all kinds of antipsychotics and just making my brain mush pretty much. It wasn't until I just kind of woke up in jail and I was gonna be a way out of this, other than that route that I was taking, you know, with the medications. Because I mean, I had a year to detox from all medications.
That's right.
And had the, you know, and going through that detox without any medication, I remembered some meditation techniques pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah. Especially in confinement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had experience in that department, and in that solitude, or in that way of not being able to go anywhere for an extended amount of time. It's you definitely are way more connected to your breathing and your spirits, your sleep, your dreams, your spiritual self. Like I feel like, I don't know, it definitely when you're able to be alone in solitude like that,
Right.
so you're able to tap into yourself in a way that is needed for sure.
Yeah, it definitely made my time enlightening, for sure. I've definitely been a different person since that time, and I've been searching for, you know, basically the me that can be expressive without being an asshole or whatever, or drunk, or, you know, need something a little bit more enlightening, I guess. Well, it's been over the last year that I've really started feeling my way out there. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love love.
Yeah.
Love helps that progress a lot.
Yes.
And whether that be from a partner or a community or music or doing something that you love, that's the universal
We've loved
frequency.
community. I mean, they've built their business around community,
That's right.
and you know, it's been a beautiful thing, and it's heart wrenching at times, because when you have that big of a community, you see people pass because of what other health reasons, you know, cancer, or just all these tremendous, just heart wrenching situations, and when you build relationships with all these people, you know, it feels like a lot. You take on a lot.
Most definitely.
And it just feels like the responsibility comes more, and which is perfectly fine. I just realized that it needs to be more defined. And you know, because as far as being like a creator for content and all that stuff, I think I need to have more of a vision, and that's been my quest for this past year, is more of a vision quest per se, I guess. I don't know.
I love that vision quest. I've been using that word a lot as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I think we're all on that vision quest. I think that's a universal thing. I think we're coming into an age where the elders have been speaking for some time now, saying that now is the time. Like, there's no more time to waste. Our earth is crying out. Our human tribe is crying out. Like,
Yeah.
we're needing to reverse the damage that we've done now.
I mean, even the Bible speaks of the great tsunamis, and the tsunamis and the earthquakes and the hurricanes. I mean, look what's going on around here.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
Indonesia's being pummeled, and
Well, you know, in Hawaii, man, I got evacuated from my
yeah.
home, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Hawaii,
crazy.
yeah, too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and that's
a good friend that I grew up with from out here that was out in Hawaii. His name's Chuck Norris. Something
Nice.
like Chuck Norris, but he's Chuck Norris. And,
cool.
yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy. Loves the fish. Loves the fish.
That's
He's
right.
a fish head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I know a Chuck Norris, but he lives in California.
He lived in California for a while,
And,
and in Las Vegas, I think.
cool. Yeah, that's Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
You know, construction through destruction. You know, Hawaii was insane when that happened. You know, it destroyed a lot, but it created a lot of energy and a lot of people that dispersed from that.
Mm-hmm.
It pulled them out of the stagnaticity of whatever they were doing, the comfortability of living in paradise, you know, in abundance, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, everything shifted and everybody had to figure it out and create. And a lot of, like, for instance, the musicians were on that path of creating already, and then it just pushed them off the island, and boom, we were all playing music
Right.
at these festivals on the mainland, you know, and that was our path, and we just didn't know it, and it took that energy to make it happen, you know. we all, there's a great group of people out there that are, playing music and making art and growing food and, Big Island fam, Pahoa, that region out there is one of the best representations of tribe, of communal living, of living off the grid in abundance and in spiritual oneness with each other, with the land. It's a powerful vortex,
How much land typically required for something like that?
What do you mean land required?
Well, to support a community big enough to really
Got
support
it.
itself.
Yeah,
Self-sufficient community.
well, I have experience in that regard. I co-founded a community in Candia, New Hampshire called The Hive, we threw 3 music festivals there before I left for Hawaii. So it's a concert venue, music festival venue. We have 2 concert halls inside, and we have an outside area for a stage. And that's just part of it. Our first and foremost concern is communal living. We have when I helped start it, it was the garden was the first concern, and then we built the chicken coop, and we had the chickens, and we learned how to come together once a week and eat together and live together, in efficiency and in love, and in like connectivity to one another, and it's not perfect, and it never is,
Right.
but communal living can and does work with time. There's 10 acres there, but we don't need 10 acres. I've seen it happen on an acre. I've seen it happen in one house, and for rent, somewhere in the city. It can happen in a lot of places. It's just a frame of mind, and
Yeah. I'm
involving
thinking like
multiple people in the house.
longevity. It takes lumber and stuff like that.
I think creating a space where you can completely sufficiently sustain yourself,
Yeah.
and preferably in a way that's environmentally friendly and off the grid and solar powered, and I think a few acres is completely doable because you can grow enough food, you can create solar panel area. Depends where you're at, obviously.
Right.
But in Hawaii, land's cheap out on the lava. Out on the lava fields,
Right.
it's there's nothing, but it's there.
I was trying to get the sun one,
Yeah. Oh, solar.
solar for the RV.
Yeah.
Space that one. Wind hit that hard down there.
Yeah.
I took the canopy and like twisted it right up.
Boop.
It's still down there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the next wave.
The wind.
Solar.
Solar.
Yeah, it's taken over. I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's convenient.
Everything I have that I run on when I travel is running on solar. I have a solar panel, and I have a power bank that I charge up with my solar panel, and I can plug in my amp. I wish I can plug in which is a
Really?
mini, and it's travel friendly.
Seriously.
And then I can plug in and my amp runs on rechargeable batteries, which then I can power off of my solar panel, and then my OOC can plug into my amp, and I can plug the amp. I can charge everything from that power source, and I can also charge my camera batteries to take for photography. My amp also takes a mic, so I can literally perform anywhere, and plug in my looper pedal to my power source and use that as well, all sufficient on the sun.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
So
So I have 20 minutes recording time on that camera, and I wanted to get it when you was warmed up.
yeah.
So you want to do a couple more songs?
Yeah, I'd love to, for sure.
Right on. Please don't forget, this is Sky Allen. I'm Derek Connors, Dayak Productions. Please like and share this page. Like I said, it was originally designed to be broadcast on YouTube, but I had sound difficulty. It crashed. I don't know if I crashed my car or what, but we'll get it figured out next broadcast, and we will be live here from YouTube next time.
So I wrote this song in Hawaii on a beach. praise. And I was eating this beautiful Rolenia. And I don't know if anybody knows what a Rolenia is, but shout out to Rolenia. Oh my god, it's the best fruit ever. And anyway, so I'm eating this fruit and I'm staring out into the waves, and the waves are licking up on my feet. And dolphins are jumping in the distance. And the sun was shining and the trees were blowing in the beautiful breeze it was just like slowly just kind of tickling the leaves, you know. And I couldn't imagine any other place that I would want to be. And, you know, or what other feeling I could ever feel but good, you know, just good. So good. So this song is it's called I'm Feeling Good, because I couldn't think of anything else that I could really say in that moment. Well, now I'm feeling good. Well, now I'm feeling good. Was so good. Now I'm feeling good. Boy, now there's nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Yeah, there's nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Feeling good today. Oh, now I know there's getting in my way. Oh, now I'm feeling good today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm feeling good today. Oh, now. Oh, when I woke up in the morning, I was feeling alright. I blocked the sleep from my eyes and I realized and that the day was bright and the water is warm, so I head to the coast and I take it all off, let it all go and give in to the flow. I take it all off, let it go, get into that flow. Yeah, oh, I'm feeling good. Oh, na. I'm feeling good. What's so good? Oh, I'm feeling good. Now, nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Yeah, there's nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Feeling good today. What now? Yeah, nothing's getting in my way. Blessings coming my way. Blessings coming my way. Yeah. Blessings coming my way. Yeah. Whoa, blessings coming my way. Nothing's getting in my way. I'm feeling good. Oh, na. I'm feeling good. Now I'm feeling good now, and nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Yeah, nah, yeah. feeling good. I'm feeling good. Oh, so good. Now I'm feeling good. Good. Yeah, nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Yeah, there's nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Yeah, there's nothing keeping me from feeling good today. Feeling good today. Yeah. Oh, oh, feeling good today. Yeah. Nothing getting in my way. Nothing getting in my way.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Cody wants to know, where did you gain your influence for your sound?
Ah, cool. That's a good question. Thank you,
And
Cody,
he
for
said
that.
it would be awesome to see you at a Kratom festival.
I would love to play at Kratom Festival. If there's a Kratom Festival to be played, please tell me to play it.
Alright, well,
And,
this is your official invitation.
Great. When is Kratom Fest?
I'm going to be doing one in probably the mid of June and another one in August. So,
Okay, cool.
and there's going to be 3 more around the United States. So,
Great. So
Pending.
June looks good. I should be back on the East Coast in May. So yeah, I'd love to.
the other one's going to be in Colorado.
Oh, you're doing the one in Colorado too?
Yep.
Cool. I'd love to play.
If my other feed was running better, the person with that information would be watching and they'd be able to post it right there. But I ended up clicking out of that one and relying on the last 20 minutes of this to get that done and something usable.
No worries. It's all good. Where did I get my influence? Well,
Yes.
so as you can tell, my lyrics are very focused in conscious thought and awareness of self and spirit and the planet. I'm part of this this medicine tribe. If you can see that on YouTube, Medicine Tribe is started with NACO and Medicine for the People. They're doing the good work. Nako is a singer songwriter that started off, just making videos, and he started off, and he's from Oregon, and he went to Hawaii, and had a really big start there, and flourished there, and making this conscious music, this para music, this medicine music that originally comes from South American ayahuasca songs, and also rainbow songs they've been saying for years,
Right.
around the heart fire, and just the connection to spirit, to mama, to grandfather, and to the elements, and to yourself, and to that general awareness of this tribe that we're in, and to speak it through music is the universal language. It speaks volumes to multiple reflections.
That's crazy that you speak of mama and grandfather, because those are probably the 2 spiritual connections that I connect. My testimony with my wife, how I met my wife, is based on my grandfather. I feel like my grandfather was the one that led her to here big time. She was working for the man that owned my great-grandfather's estate down here on the island. He was a lobster fisherman, but he also was a bootlegger. He used to hide the whiskey or whatever it was out on the rocks and bring it into the taverns.
The
when it was
hooch.
needed. The hooch. Yeah, so he was pretty well known down here for fuck the government's laws, basically. But
Yeah.
I mean, they even spelled his name wrong on his gravestone.
Oh well. Hopefully they don't spell it wrong on mine. Yeah, I respect that, and I received that. That's
So is Sky Allen your real name?
So Sky is my rainbow name. It's my tribe name. I was gifted it at a rainbow gathering by an elder, and when I took the name, people kind of started calling me by it, and I adopted it while I was traveling, and then it just stuck. And I realized that it was my warrior name. It was my my intentional light being name. That was my true name. I associated with very strongly, and so it kind of stuck to me. And I realized that if I was living in that truth and I was living in that path of creating intention in my everyday reality and prayer in my everyday reality and living in a conscious manner, that I would keep that name. And so as of now, I'm still doing that. So
How many years?
Shoots. Probably been like 5-6 years. You know, and yeah, so it's, you know, and Alan is my middle name. My first 13 years of life, my mother called me by Alan because my first name is Scott, and she didn't want people calling me Scotty. So she called me by my middle name, which was kind of weird. And so I've had 3 names in my life, and I went by Alan for the first part of that, and then when I hit middle school, I was like, no, this is stupid. I want to go by my real name. I want to go by Scott. Like, that's what I want to be. And so I went by that until I was given the name Sky, and that kind of adopted me. But yeah, that's the story of Sky.
Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Yeah.
They usually, my nicknames are usually like asshole or
Right on.
shit like that.
Cool.
You know,
I get that nickname
I'm
too
trying to
sometimes.
change that whole
I've had that before.
persona.
Yeah, I mean, so as far as my influence goes, you know, like Nako is a huge influence in that regard. I'm also very inspired by people like Tubby Love and Wookie Foot you know, and Mike Love and all these inspirational conscious musicians that are making this kind of this tribe vibe music, this conscious reflection on today's society and a way we can move forward in a revolution centered way. So it reminds me a lot of the resurgence of the 60s movement of music that was very conscious and love-centered, you know, and that movement is still strong. And so that's what I believe in. That's the music that I create. I support projects that support that movement. I also support other projects that support other movements, but I believe that perception and changing oneself first is the only way we can actually change anything on the external realm.
Yeah, and I firmly believe that as well. Thank you for coming out here. Do you have a favorite song, something that you're really passionate about that you want to close out for this video that we'll probably be ending soon?
Yeah, sure. I'll close with my single. Before I play it, I'll give a little intro.
Right.
Before I close, you know, 2 things. One is remember that you have that light inside right here. And it's not going anywhere, and we all have it. And you know, it's like a fire, right? So sometimes we have to gather wood. Sometimes we have to rekindle it. Sometimes we have to respark it.
Right.
Sometimes it goes out completely, you know, and we need other people to help spark that light, that fire back into our soul and into our existence. And if we keep doing that and we keep resurging that movement of fire energy and lighting everybody's fire and making sure that it grows stronger and brighter, we will shift reality into a positive, more connected realm because we're filling each other's cups, you know, and so through that process, we're able to fill our own cups. So as you're filling your own cup and as you're focusing on walking your own path, make sure that it reflects into the collective, you know. And the second thing is that we are the creators. We manifest our own reality every single day with our words, our thoughts, our intentions, our actions. And so as I make my music, I am conscious with my thoughts because I know that with my thoughts, I create the inspiration and the message and my reality via the way that I'm feeling and thinking.
Right.
And then through my actions, I'm walking that path. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm making those moves forward in my physical reality. You know, through those intentions. You know, I'm making moves in my spiritual path as well as my physical, emotional, and mental path. So those 2 things are very crucial. You know, we create and manifest our reality, and that light is the spaceship. You know, like the more we breathe into that and the more we grow that, the more we can expand. So you can find my music on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. 3 tracks up there. Love Connects Us All, and I have Look Inside up there, and Remember. Both tracks I've already played here. I'm about to play Love Connects Us All. You know, and we are all aware of each other's talents. So if you believe in what I've said, and if you believe in the tracks, you believe in the music that you're hearing, you believe in any of the videos that you've seen me do, please like, comment, share this post, support our brother here, and
Day Productions.
yeah, and share that message, share that vision, in this conversation that we've had here, and influence somebody else's night, somebody else's day. And you know, if you'd like to download those tracks, download my tracks, skyallen.bandcamp.com, and also check out my Facebook page, Sky Allen Music. I'm on Instagram as well. Coming at you, Connecticut. Hit me up. I'd love to connect with you. I do tarot readings on the regular, so I can do that over Facebook Messenger, also in person. It's kind of my way of, instead of selling T-shirts or stickers, I'm asking for a connection. So if you'd like to connect with me and support my vision, please connect with me. And I would love to close on Love Connects Us All. Is there anything else?
No, I'm gonna get your link on there. We'll
Great.
get the links
That'd be
in
great.
this video for sure.
Yeah.
I will say that Cody Douglas, real quick, said that is very well intelligently said. As a therapist, you have to be conscious of behavior before you can change it. Understanding what you're doing and why helps heal a lot of anxiety and fears.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Cody. Thanks for your words. I appreciate the work that you do. All right. So where I'm from, we say aloha to say hello, and we say aloha to say goodbye. So I'm gonna go ahead and say aloha. And I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share and create and co-create and collaborate and inspire and light your fires. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Appreciate all the people on my feed. Thank you, YouTube, over here. Appreciate all the people who have been tuning in over here as well.
Dayak Productions.
Dayak Productions, as well as support the stream. You know, he's doing this on the regular, and you know, as we grow this vision together. So song's called Love Connects Us All. You know, and as you think about your life, and you think about your energy, and you think about how your aura resonates as you walk through a crowd, and think about how those colors move and groove and flow as you move and grow and flow through reality, you know? And imagine how those can interact with all the people walking around you that you're talking to, that you're connecting with, that you're working with, that you're opening doors for, that you're saying hi to in a grocery store parking lot. Know that all of your energies are twirling and swirling around together, and so you know, that energy is pure love, you know, if we make it that. It could be fear, it could be other things, but it can be love if we make it that. So make it love, you know, and let that love connect you to the person next to you, and to the person next to them, and the person next to them, and throughout the city that you're in, to the state, to the country, to the whole world, to the whole cosmos, because you are the shine of the stars that you are. Let the wind carry you to places where the skies stay blue and smiles stay on the faces in the trees. Speak to me, reminding me to breathe deep. Arms outstretched to the heavens, I believe in the power of this land. in the willingness to understand the beauty and the grace. The great I am, the great I am. The warm breeze, steady my stormy sea. Let the warm breeze steady my stormy sea. Let the warm breeze steady my stormy seas. Let the warm breeze steady my stormy seas. I surrender to the wind and the water. I got my roots deep in the earth. I'm mother, let it go. Return to the fire. Love connects us all, love connects us all. I said now love connects us all, love connects us all. Love connects us all. Said love connects us all. I said now love connects us all. I said now love connects us all. Ah na 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 na. Say na love connects us all. I let the light consume us soul. I let the towers of Babylon fall, so we can go create and resonate the remembering inside of us. Oh, shy away from darkness. Whatever you believe, you're a part of this. Now we can be the difference you've been searching for. We are capable of so much more. So much more. So much more. So much more. Oh yeah. So much more. Nah. We surrender to the wind and the water. Nah. Yeah. Go our roots deep in the earth. I'm under. We let it go. Return to the fire. Love connects us all. Love connects us all. Oh na. Say love connects us all. Love connects us all. Oh yeah. So you want to beatbox with me, bro? Say na ba 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 ba. Love connects us all. 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 Oh na. We let the light in, we let the light in. No matter where we go, we take it shining. We let the light in, we let the light in. No matter where we go, we keep it shining. We let the light in, we let the light in. No matter where we go, we keep it shining. We let the light in, we let the light in. No matter where we go, we keep it shining. We surrender to wind and water. I said now grow our roots deep in the earth. I'm mother, we let it go and return to the fire. I said now love connects us all, love connects us all. I said now love connects us all, love connects us all. Na, your love connects us all. Saying hello connects us all, yeah. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Saying hello, love, love. Saying hello, love, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Let that warm breeze steady my stormy seas. Let the warm breeze steady my stormy seas. Let the warm breeze steady my stormy seas. Let the warm breeze steady my stormy seas.
Beautiful.
Ah, woohoo, chee.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mahalo. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you to all of those that tuned in. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you very much. I love each and every one of you. Thank you very much for supporting me and the vision and him and the vision.
Right, Derek Connors, Dayak Productions.
That's right.
Thank you very much for coming all the way out here again.
Yeah.
I appreciate this.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, brother.
Sorry, I smoked all that way this before, but it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. All right, this is Derek. Till next time. Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
Oh, yeah, it's on the phone, so I can't speak up.
Aloha. You gotta say it with me, right? Aloha. Yeah.
All right.